Time, don't let it slip away. Raise your drinking glass, here's to yesterday. In time, we're all gonna trip away. Don't piss heaven off, we've got hell to pay. Come full circle. Started from the cellar and now I've moved, that's why I sound different. But anyway, welcome to the Searching for RinoaCast, the Searching for Rinoa podcast.
Ah, yes!
Been a long time, I gotta stop doing music stuff. Making this my first upload into a new location. Wanted to get a bunch of uploads done and ready before, in case this move took a little too long. Like, I've got stuff ready to go until April as far as uploads. So, coming up on something real special for February 13th, which begins year 10 for me. So glad to be making daily content again on the reg. A lot of childhood favorites of mine. Some games I'm doing for the first time. With the move, I get to bring back some more variety, hence this podcast. So, I think I can skip red and purple. I was going to retire the segment and go through all the list of like, oh, this is new, this is new. I'm like, if I want to do episode 21 of Searching for RinoaCast, I do need some new segments. Let's start with Coming Soon. Coming soon. Coming soon. Coming soon. Coming soon. Thing to do in the podcast monthly, and that means I can talk about also the new freebies for any PlayStation Plus members. Ollie World for PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. Looks like an addictive little skateboarder kind of game from left to right, kind of like a Happy Wheels or, Trials. We got Evil Dead the game, 4-player online, looks like a game you can bring friends in on. And Mafia Definitive Edition for PS4, so none of them really my cup of tea, but there's other games I can talk about too real quick coming in the month of February. Actually, SpongeBob SquarePants, that new, the Cosmic shit comes out tomorrow. Looks like that Battle for Bikini Bottom did well enough to warrant this game. More platforming, different outfits with time periods, but the looks of the trailer. Yeah, I'm not doing the whole because if I'm doing these monthly, it's going to be like a bunch of videos. I keep seeing stuff in thumbnails. Why is Patrick all tiny and floaty? Is he your Navi for the game? Hey, listen, Leedle. Alright, now the 1st of February, Rhythm Sprout looks good in that basic premise rhythm game kind of deal. Can never think of a bad one of those kind of games. That's the 1st of February. Exit Man Deluxe a day after that, another simple premise. This guy's about to crash on you, so you gotta run to the spot where it won't crunch you. You best be moving on this game. A 2D hack and slash RPG in Helvetii the day after that. You know, games like Battle Princess of Arcadius and Odin Sphere. Art makes it look, might play a little weird, but could be something. When I go sale shopping on PlayStation Network, I'll sometimes see an FMV-style game called 5 Dates. Funny enough, on Valentine's Day, they're getting a sequel called 10 Dates. The 16th, Fiat Rhythm Final Bar Line, bringing over 300 songs from the Final Fantasy franchise to PS4 and Switch. Day after that, the 17th, Tales of Symphonia remake, which I already have the PS3 version of. I need to play more Tales of. Now that I've moved, I can try and reconfigure my setup and see if I can do PS2 and PS3 games again, because one day take that second Ratchet and Clank and Graces that I put on hiatus off and bring those back. I know I usually stop Let's Plays. My playlist will have the word canceled in parentheses. Usually for games I'm just done, I'm not going to play anymore, except for I think a game called Zenonia where I was forced to quit that one because I'm like, oh, you're just going to keep crashing. It's just like, it's out of my hands. Nah, my capture device forced my hand on the Ratchet and Clank and Grace's Fancy F. I'll look into it and see what the new capture device can get, because if I can get Grace's back on track, there's a lot of PS3 games I still need to go through. Only a handful of PS2 maybe. But yeah, as far as Tales of games goes, I kind of want to lean towards the newer ones. Berseria, Vesperia, Zestiria. That shit sounds real confusing, huh? Go fists, go sword, go gun. All the above, maybe? Dragon, like a dragon, Ishin, the 21st. for PS4 and PS5. Another series I gotta jump on and do Let's Plays of. I, as of now, have only played the PlayStation 2 version of Yakuza 1 and a little smidgen of 2. And then I just moved on and played other stuff. Inti Creates gets its Tohovania on with Grim Guardians Doom and Purge on the 23rd. I have not played much Inti Creates outside of a couple on the ZX01 and it's a Chibified Gunvolt game I got for next to nothing, or maybe nothing at all on the 3DS, I forget. Not sure if Inti Creates are all high up on the difficulty. Then again, ZX and ZX Advent weren't difficult. They're just long games. Well, so hey, I say Tohovania because it's like magical girls and doing stuff. One creates like a folding swan or whatever out of origami, and you just like platform on it. And finally, I don't recall the first Octopath coming to PS4 after it was on Switch, but a sequel comes to that PS4 and Switch on the 24th. And that's all for the month of February. Now that the segment I means to retire, and once again, real life does indeed write the plot on Tales of Roleplay. For those waiting, what's up with the two parties joining together? Yeah, sorry. I was pumped to know what was going down too, but time gets away from all of us. School time came back. Our schedules changed dramatically. Last time I seen him, we went to the Renaissance Fair. I don't know if I mentioned that before. That was kind of fun. Got to eat Scottish eggs. It's like eggs inside of like a sausage or meat or something like that. Fantastic. Fantastic. But yeah, the last game we did was a more rules-light indie RPG called Barbarians of the Ruined Earth. Barbarians in your, quote, is it pre- or post-apocalyptic wasteland, even though the title kind of spoils which. Still always an interesting setting, your Thundar the Barbarian, Mad Max, all that good post-apocalypse shit that blends science and sorcery. It is a one-person DIY publisher who, if you're interested after I mention this, you can check it out for yourself at wrathofzombie.wordpress.com. Barbarians of the Ruined Earth. Done 2 parties with this group and no real healer to speak of, so I thought I'd change that. Thought I'd jump on the whole cleric class, kind of. Barbarians of the Ruined Earth give you a few races, including the Vec, hyper-intelligent raptor people, clever girl. Got my fill of green and reptilian-like with Dendok. Wait, are goblins more amphibian or reptile? I guess it depends on the game, I'm sure. Maybe some webbed hydrodynamic version of goblins exist. Maybe it's the kobolds that are lizard. Because there's one game where they're just like descendant dragon people. Either chaotic or chromatic. I thought, ooh, cool. But healer types are usually the callback to the cleric. But with the post-apocalyptic bent to it, I'm like, I'm going to be a healer robot designated as a unilateral... Let me try that word again. Wow, it's an uncommon word. Unilaterally trained healer robot. Or Uther for short. I always had this idea in the back of my head to do like a party of a spin on the archetype. Like, oh, he's a wizard with a staff, but he's like 17 and strengthened with somehow no dump stat or whatever. Like, buff and magic stuff. The idea I had was a heavily armored cleric or healer that's less human and more construct. Could have gone android with it and be partially human, but no. Full robot. Sentient, but still very much like, do you require assistance? Admittedly, I had very little prep time. Like, the morning of, as far as prep time. So, glad I had that archetype spin in the back of my head for, like, certain classes. Because clerics are usually heavily armored anyway, mostly with the shield and the mace and such. If you've played or seen my Let's Play of Capcom's King of Dragons, that cleric is pretty spot on with design. Usually clerics, good aligned ones anyway, tend to stick to weapons that bludgeon. They can't draw blood. So they'll usually get like maces, but with no like spikes to them or anything, just like, or like big hammers. They usually get stuff like turning undead and curing light wounds, but this ain't D&D, so Robo-Cleric gets the, he gets the look. It's like the Steiner headdress. It's either a healing gel or this salve dispenser on said robot. Once a day, I can just, dispense that myself. Probably gotta tinker and upgrade that later with the risk of exterminate as a result of said tampering. Unless you happen to be skilled at it. Forgive me if I'm not super great on details. This was months ago, and I just finally wrote all this down for the podcast itself. But story-wise, a huge caravan with our party, including a rat person that was a little bit tech and a little bit psionic. I know this because our first attack was on this giant growth of a bear or some desert biggin that came out of the sand and charged right towards us. I laser it, burn the growth a little bit, and the growth is on. Rat person threw a rock at it with her mind. So, early telekinesis, and already can chuck a boulder to just ruin it completely. And whatever we can salvage off of it is now food, I don't know, bear parts. The growth could be some mushrooms we can sciencey up or something, or whatever. Some mushrooms or moss or something like that. It's the apocalypse. You could probably cut it down and eat it if cooked right. We started real late due to everyone else building characters, so that was our only encounter. So we did that on the way to a nearby guarded tiny town called Blackwater. Yeah. The whole song. I was hoping to be called something like Neo Blackwater, but this is stick/desert, not future, that sort of thing. But we show up, let the guard know we're just travelers. We got chunks of this giant, possibly mutant bear/sloth that may not be part fungus or tree hiding out in the desert lands. Probably a lure, this whole time. What the hell is this moss doing out here in the middle of the eaten. Let me go in and get a closer look. Chomp. I think we get some conflicting reports from King Otto, his queen, and a third party. The king wants us to maybe investigate some cults. Because he's like, oh, you took that thing down? He's like, okay, you look capable. Let's, how about you go investigate this cult that could present an issue? The queen a little more definite with wanting that cleared out. Hard to understand who wears the crown and who wears the pants. Sometimes behind that, every great man is a woman greater than. And hell hath no fury, as the saying goes. So yeah, the aptly named Blackwater, the third party believes the queen had someone exiled or done away with because, in so many words, he's like, look around you. There's poison and death everywhere. It's all black water. Yeah, literally an oil town everywhere. So not much clean water unless it's bottled or something in a store. And the definition of clean may vary. So, yeah, some perfect child, possibly Jesus, miracle baby, death everywhere. How does a child that healthy come into a world like this? And that's as far as we got. It's been months since we did any game like that. Yeah, so this was supposed to be season 2, and now I guess all I can say is at least show wrathofzombie.wordpress.com some love. So yeah, only one more session and so many ones, so this is farewell to Tales of Roleplay. Oh, right, quickly go to the next thing. Oh, right, I gotta do... Oh, right. It's been a while. The Adventures of Platinum Hunting. Pow! Glass shatter, son, what? Did I do that joke already? Probably. Glass shatters, that's the name of my theme song, son. Oh. Platinum Hunting I haven't done in... Here's the grocery list. Outside of some games that are idle clicker variety and Windmill Engine, Alien Engine, Knit and Cat had a few easy ones. I had to look up what to do in one level of Bouncy Bullets 2. Overall, if you liked the first game, you'll like that one too. I believe I did a video of Bouncy Bullets 1. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I'm going to do much, unless it's one-shots or something like that. I don't know. I guess if I'm making content, I could bring that back, maybe. There were some DLC missions that were really tough in Assault Gunners, but the main story got completed, and the Platinum was mine in that game. That game was pretty fun. Fun Zelda-like, I highly recommend, and Riverbond might take about an hour or two, but you'll have a lot of fun playing it. Just try not to miss anything your first time playing, or you may have to redo a whole level. The Poe and Monroe game that I did, I walked through to get the rest of the trophies I was missing from that LP. Cuties Hacked, I had to wait for a patch or update to get credit for trophies on that one. I went back in after the fact and platted that. It's like kicks, move the cursor to draw squares and reveal the picture. Might take an hour or so due to some of the tougher trophies, like completing in a very short time frame and such. If you like the Atari classic Berserk, I recommend Ultra Mission. Clear all the levels, kill as many as you can for a total of 100,000, and finish a level without firing your weapon. Rocketio, one word. Very easy shmup. Pac-Maga 2, you might want to stand back a bit from enemy attacks. Stick and move. Use jump and attack, float like a butterfly and all that. Survive all the waves in a boss fight. Each wave's a checkpoint. Take you 3 to 5 minutes, maybe. Brave Match, reminiscent of Puzzle Quest, except you're drawing a line from one puzzle icon to another, and like channel that to get like your gold, your healing, your attacks. Grind the gold rings, which is your money. You get to 120, and then you'll buy like the best weapon and armor, equip them, and then just breeze through the rest of the game with your weapon ability. One-shotting just about everything. I'd say 15-20 minutes for that. Platted Mayhem Brawler a week after I did that Let's Play. Just kind of came back to it after I finished videos in my free time. Yeah, might need some practice doing the trophy that requires you to complete a section without taking any damage and to be good enough for the game to finish in arcade mode. Some games you need that trophy guide to just know exactly how to plat it. For instance, Card Racing Simulator Autorific Arcade. Letterbox by Paugi, another one of those games, love those. Dr. Oil, you can cheat code to skip all levels, which trophies will still count as you get past them, then hit continue. Die 150 times, dash 123 times, jump 234 times. You can combine a lot of that in level 2. There's like a pit, you can just 5 to 10 minutes with that. Ammo Pigs, Cocked and Loaded, also has the cheat code, but a lot more stuff you need to do with said cheat code. Same cheat code with Dead Dust, a sort of roguelike western top-down. You'll most likely need 2 playthroughs to get all the trophies here. Easy plats at more breakthrough gaming continents and US capitals. Funny enough, 2 math games with ZJ the Ball Calculator and Nick and Kit's Math Quiz. Some floating around and flying to Pillars of Light in games like Space Explorers and Space Explorers Lunar Mission. Wild West Crops, fun little platformer shooter in the cutesy Radalaika game style. Back in October, I did Avenging Spirit. That game existed on its own at PS4. Just get 750,000 points and the best ending. You should get all the trophies in that. There's even a rewind feature and that, stuff like that, if you miss anything or screw up. Platinum something from a past Let's Play a long time ago in Saturday Morning RPG. Just a few missables, the survival run of 15 fights and maxing out to level 50. Fun shmups in Space Kabam 2 and 3. Try to kill everything you can, just don't get hit yourself. Rack up enough points in Platinum. Disco Cannon Airlines. Mash the shit out of that. You can mash L1 and R1 to eventually Platinum Shapu. That was the more recent one. Takes about 3 minutes to do that. Right, Pretty Girls Escape. This series has done simple platinums for things like playing cards and matching mahjong titles. This game's all about removing the same colored blocks, sliding the whole collection of blocks from left to right if need be. Some blocks can't be destroyed or have to be navigated around because the goal of said platinum is to beat just the first 3 levels with each girl in mode selected and stage mode. Object of the game, there will be a portrait or sometimes portraits of each girl. Clear the blocks to get those portraits down to the very bottom of the puzzle, working your way down, kind of Mr. Driller-esque, though a lot simpler than Mr. Driller. Had the restart once a few times, but rarely ever twice on each puzzle. Took me about 40 minutes. And finally, Waifu Impact. Get yourself a map of some sort showing where all 25 gold stars are on the map, because that's what you're going to need to get all of them to unlock all the girls. This took a while because the heart on the map denotes my location, but it doesn't tell you where I'm facing, so it was a little tricky to find out. Am I going the right way yet? Should I check the map again? Nope. Turn around, try it again. Shoot down any girl that appears. You need all 25 stars, like I said, to unlock these 6 characters you need to get 50 kills for each. Once you get all 25 stars, unlock all the girls with said stars. The game will tell you the arena has appeared on the shown up. You'll find that on the map. It's a brown reddish skull, and you can go there to get 50 kills much quicker. One thing I don't think many plat guides cover with that game is after your 30th kill, using one girl in a row and not dying, the game tells you a super waifu has been appeared. Massive, very slow shots, but generally if you leave her alone, she'll leave you alone. I got dropped the first time I fought her, so I'm like, oh, I think I could take her. But if you die, you start at the last checkpoint visited. You keep the kills and any stars you've garnered, though the game doesn't count the current count anymore. Yeah, it's a current kill counter, not total. But yeah, real helpful. Really tough star. I'm trying to drop down from atop a cliffside to try and get like a little bit there. That was the last one I needed. Super waifu shots are big but slow from far away. Was able to snipe away the first girl they give you. If she makes noise like, yeah, that means you're hitting her. Taking her down unlocks a waifu on the far right and counts as 10 kills. I assume the girl on the second row far right is doing all 20 waves of the arena, but you don't have to worry about that. Just get the girls you unlock with the 25 stars. That's going to take most of your time. But anyway. And I even have a couple games I could plat as well, but I had to stop with the funny... well, you'll see. Anyway, with all that, current level 747. Looks small when you're flying it into the Grand Canyon. Platinum trophies, 482. Yeah, I saw 747, put the brakes on. Can't let low-hanging fruit like that go. Speaking of low-hanging fruit, Rick and Morty co-creator Justin Roiland's Wubba Lubba Dun Dun!
God damn it, baby, no, I ain't lying to you. I'm only gonna tell you one time.
Like any game that talks more than the Awesome Possum kicks Dr. Machino's butt. I don't know if there was a filter. I wasn't playing. I don't know. But yeah, I did buy into Rick and Morty. It wasn't Pickle Rick that sold me. It kept showing up while I was making content and editing in the background like years and years ago. Before I moved to Maryland, watched and caught up on it was the superhero one. Remember that time you wanted to summon a ghost dragon? All aboard, motherfucker! Last thing I remember, watching Rick and Morty, it's like I stuck with it for a while. It's like, all right, let's see what this is all about. But yeah, then came the incest baby named Naruto, captured in space and being subject to governmental prodding and poking and experimentation in summer. Understandably, cries to her family or whoever is about it. Like, he's all out all by himself, no clue what's happening. He's just a boo-boo. It's like that one bank episode of Family Guy. They get the gross humor out the way, and then they try to run it back with something very meaningful message. I always have mixed feelings about that episode, too. Still pretty powerful stuff at the end of that one, because, sometimes if you think your life serves no purpose, you may be shocked to find that you can help others with theirs by just being there. This is the same series that did the Meg having the episode where she calls out her family on their bullshit, only for Brian to come out of a bad trip telling her in so many words, "You're the lightning rod to take all their shit, so they don't tear at each other," or something to that effect. Ugh, I never watched that episode twice. But back to Rick and Morty. One episode was just giant robot Voltron, and the other universe is for theirs, just to make the robot bigger. Like, for what? Where was this going? I know earlier seasons Rick would have ripped that apart. I think the episode was... The plot was like, oh, the family gets dragged into Rick's bullshit distractions to forget how shitty his life is, and how his decisions make others shitty as well, and then we get the... Did it even when South Park did it, 20 years ago with Chin Pokemon and the, Asian anime stereotype, haha, like Speed Racer kind of... Early just give you my money dubbing, ho-ho. I like the Captain Planet XP thing. That was interesting. Well, not a super funny episode, the Big Romance Morning. I thought that was more dramatic. I'm like, so yeah, like, when this show it hits. When it misses, it's makes a mess of the whole bathroom. It's like, it's on the wall and everything. Ugh. But yeah, he's been Benwad, gone from Hulu, Adult Swim, resigned from Squatch Games, so that studio's probably dead now, unless Roiland can Chappelle or Vince McMahon back his way in. And just, he's here again. Which brings me to that low-hanging fruit. I'd hate to see WWE possibly being sold off to the Saudis. I'd like to say that it never happened, but yeah, once again looking to be another, if anyone's gonna kill my creation, I'm gonna do it. If WWE is a bar, I feel like Vince would have torched that for the insurance back in the 2020 furlough frenzy. I am equally done with NWA as all this was. We left that place. I was like, oof. Face of the company just done with you like so much AJ Styles and TNA. That's not a recipe for success. And recipe, that sounds like a perfect word segue from low-hanging fruit to snacking for Rinoa.
Oh, no!
I may have done sodas like this in the past with varying success, leaning on the this isn't terrible rather than anything good. There was like I think it's I forget the branding. It's like Fixins or something like that, but it's butter soda. Ugh, always tastes like dirt. The oddball is to single out in a random six-pack my family chose at a pop shop. I may have mentioned this place the last time I did a snacking for Noah, or previously, I forget, but yeah. Rest of the sodas picked were pretty top-notch. Like the Rowdy Roddy Piper's all-out-of bubblegum soda. It's got a bit of that Bazooka Joe kick to it that I like for like old school like bubblegum. Frosty's root beer. That looks like something made for floats, which the pop shop gives you as an eat-in option. Good chili dogs too. This had bite too, like a real root beer, and on the other end was the amazing Moon Root Sarsaparilla. I think my favorite Ramoon soda's Pooch now. I always like this soda. My favorite was the melon for a long time until I got a hold of that. I'm like, And then finally, Comrade, the lemonade. Not sure what to make of the flavor. Still a good soda. It's like, is it an orange lemon? Yeah, that might work. More Bang energy drinks, not much to write home about. I wish the mango was better than it was. I'm like, because I drink a lot of the sparkling ice water. I felt like I've drank that before. I wish I remember a lot of the assorted six-pack. Yeah, I'd flake not writing a lot of this down. But Bang's still the only energy drink I dig mostly. I'm drinking the V8 Plus Energy Peach Mango. They came in a six-pack, and I can do those for breakfast rather than something, because that's more like orange juice than it is to like a soft drink, kind of like most energy drinks do in the morning with the Bangs. I need to, so. And of course, I do those once a day. There's that too, so I gotta like pace myself. Well, I do that with the sodas anyway, but even more so with the if I'm up, I'm not gonna drink an energy drink and be up even more. Of course, I may become one of those drink a coffee every day in the morning adults. This clock don't move backwards, boy. One was cotton candy, about as good as you'd expect from a drink like that. Not overly sweet, thankfully, as I thought it was going to be. One was Rainbow Unicorn. That was the most, I don't know what this is, and I'll never have to after I finish this drink I had in the morning. Like, am I drinking something that smells good but tastes mid and won't care to remember later? I think that was when the ennui said it. I was just like, I don't want this. I'm not going to write this down. Not worth it. It's like, I couldn't tell you what it was. Rainbow Unicorn. Am I drinking potpourris? What? I didn't go to the 7-Eleven a while back. Did not know Brisk did more than just iced tea. It was a Brisk fruit punch. If you like how strong Brisk is and you like fruit punch, then definitely give that a go. Yeah, new area. Also, just moved a bunch of things, so if I sound a little, trying to get this done and up by Monday, so that Monday is free to just roll it and just like, woohoo, I can do uploads again, yay! Which brings me to my closing segment. It's time for those, those theme months again, from the makers of such classics as Seg August, Schmuptember, Neptember, Nepvember, the post-October Neptunia themed month, excuse me. So, a different kind of coming soon. Coming soon. Coming soon. Coming soon. Coming soon. I don't know if I have to do that twice. I might combine them if I'm going to do this monthly. That could be a thing. I could sandwich it. Start with coming soon, with games coming out, and end with the coming soon of what I'm going to throw together. February starts something big for my 10th year, a little of this and that otherwise for February and March. First Monday of April begins Mon-April, as in like Mana. Mon-April. They can't all be winners. But anyway, I struck out with Dawn of Mana. It's high time I started playing some of the good ones. I was like, okay. So right now, as I speak, I'm putting uploads for Secret of Mana. So yeah, that's first and foremost. I'll endeavor to squeeze as much of those as I can into that month. I got like 5 that I can hope I can put. If try as much in 1 month, maybe save it for. I could extend it to Secret of Mana for the month of May, if I will, or save some for next year if I feel like it. I don't know yet. I have to see what plans out. It's like, oh, it's coming up on this month, and I just finished this mana game. I might jump on something else. 1 or 2 different things for that month. June, I have 1 or 2 maybe different things for that. I won't say yet here. But since I've already mentioned the whole Seg August and September, what the hell? Those 2 months are going to get sequels this year. Which may give me enough time to get the newest Neptunia game, Sisters vs. Sisters, which just came out. So, that's the podcast. It might be intermittent, but now that I'm more settled in, I can do stuff that's non-video or quick upload related, stuff I actually have to sit down and process or script together instead of just trying to get as much done as possible content-wise. I mean, I'll still do that. I'm ahead by 2 months. That's awesome. I'd like to be even more ahead. So hopefully the train can start rolling again. But yeah, I believe I will keep this as a monthly thing, just a little something spicy than just like, oh, here's your update video, blah, blah, blah. And then just lump all my stuff right in, which would be normally like snacking for me and stuff like that. Anything for like topics that are like, I just want to focus on just one topic, that's where Soapbox and 4Noah will come in. That's the podcast. Play me out, Dave. Let's see how different you sounded at the end.
God damn it, baby, no, I ain't lying to you. I'm only gonna tell you one time.